learn German is that German is the third most studied foreign language in the world, only after English and Japanese. So there are more students in the world learning German than most other languages. So you joining a very smart and wise group who have selected to learn German. Of course, you know, and we've heard that earlier, that there's very strong cultural heritage ties between Germany and the US. In the census that was done a couple of years ago, 15% of Americans stated that they have German heritage, so that's a very strong percentage. Since 1945, by the way, more Americans have worked in Germany than in any other foreign country. So that of course includes the military, which has been very present in Germany, which we're very happy and grateful about. But that has contributed to strong bonds for business and culture, and has created kind of a unique relationship between the US and Germany. Over 25% of all foreign tourists visiting the USA come from German-speaking countries, which includes Liechtenstein, in case you didn't know. But mainly, of course, Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. And for those who from time to time have to take some medicine or pills, it may be of interest to you that half of all pharmaceuticals used in the US are coming either from Germany or Switzerland, or are produced and invented by German or Swiss companies. So that's certainly one area of industry and business where German-speaking countries are excelling. So that's just some of the more important reasons why it makes good sense to learn German.
Dr. Wyndham and I were in charge of the business German program, and we want to give students some real-world skills that they can take with them. They graduate, get a job, they use German, be competitive in the global market. Culture is important, linguistic skills are important. What else do you see as an essential critical skill for students in the coming decade that would just put them ahead in the job market, and how could we teach them that as a language department?
Understand. You know, the sad news is that just to know one foreign language is really not enough. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you look at Europeans, by and large, they know one language or more, and many of them know more. You know, we've had for the last 50 or 60 years very strong French-German relations, as you know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I mean, to know English and German, to know English and French, you know, is pretty common, or to know Spanish and German, Spanish and English, is pretty common. So I think one language may be the beginning, but not the end, and I really encourage everyone today to be very proficient in multiple languages. The challenge with languages, and I think that's one of the questions from Kyle Groves that comes later, is the culture. So I'm not going to address that right now, but wait for the question as it comes up. But what else do they need? I think what students need is extensive travel in the world. My opinion is that America is very isolated. You know, it's you know, I think the statistics say 91% of Americans have no passport, so that means they haven't traveled. Other than maybe, well, Canada needs a passport too now, but Puerto Rico doesn't. You know, that doesn't really count. So I think international travel is important because I can tell you, I I'm celebrating my 30th anniversary in North Carolina this year. I'm just amazed how little is known about the rest of the world. And unless that changes, and unless you can bring that perspective of the broader experience, it'll be difficult just knowing the language. You know, so international travel and international internships, or even jobs, will be the differentiator. So I would encourage that very much. You know, I think just to be multicultural and broadly traveled and willing to take and assume some risk in going somewhere else and survive in some uncharted areas of the world, I think really will be very important. You know, it will be hard for you to believe if I tell you that the American culture and the German culture are so different, like night and day. And the danger really is we really don't know about that, because I mean, kind of we look the same way, we enjoy similar things, we have so many things in common. You know, be it religion, or be it our upbringing, be it our education system. There's so many different things that these are all invisibles, you know, and that is why many people refer to, when they talk about this topic, to an iceberg. You know, the language is what you see, and what is underwater is 10 times bigger, or even more than 10 times, and that's the culture. And that is very hard to learn. So, what do companies do wrong? And it doesn't matter whether it's German companies coming here, American companies going to Germany, whether they're French, whether they're Italian, whether they're Chinese, they all make the same mistakes. And the mistakes are, in a simplified manner, that they have been successful in their home country, otherwise they wouldn't go abroad. And now they go abroad and they think, well, we've been so good at making so much money, have such a big market share, are so successful. You know, we're going to replicate what has made us successful in the US, in Germany, or for the German company in the US. And that's where the problem starts. They want to take the model one-to-one, from one country or one continent to the next. And the differences are so huge, but so invisible, that either it takes a lot of money to repair the damage that is being done initially, or it takes a long time to reach the break-even point, because they are operating under the wrong assumptions. You know. And one of the things I have called it the triple C's. You know, one is communication. You know, maybe for those of you that have been in Germany, I think that Germans are bad communicators. I mean, we're not typically very outgoing, unless we're in the Hofbräuhaus in Munich and enjoy ourselves, we get even loud then. But typically, we are a nation of technicians, to simplify it. And technicians typically are not funny. Technicians have a very focused mind on solving a specific technical problem. And Americans, on the other hand, are marketers. They are salesmen. They are the best salesmen in the world, as far as I'm concerned, and the best marketeers. So if you ever have noticed, when you put an engineer and a sales professional together, that creates a lot of challenge. You know, and that is the simplified model of what complicates for Americans American companies to come to Germany and for German companies to come to the United States. And because Germans are bad communicators, they don't talk about anything much. They come here and assume that you know what to do. There is very little they don't see the need to really explain themselves in detail because the assumption is that you know.
No, I guess the question that I want to ask is there are significant opportunities for our students, particularly in central North Carolina, South Carolina, if you add South Carolina as well. Right. That is still the case from your perspective, correct?
Right. Absolutely. Germany employs the most people in German subsidiaries. Employ the most people in North Carolina of any foreign land, and we have the highest number of German subsidiaries in the state of North Carolina
Than any other federal state in the United States.
Sure. We love to come here. Come on. I mean, there's what? 300 million people and they're all consumers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.